In Thailand, 2,000 undocumented migrant workers are facing deportation. The government wants all migrants to be registered, and many are living in fear of exploitation. Scott Heidler has more from the port town of Mahachai.
Living in crushing poverty with no prospect for work, Shu Yitun left her home in northern Myanmar 3 years ago, looking for a better life here in Thailand.
My life hasn't been that easy. It hasn't been that beautiful. My dream was to save some good money, but today that dream is out of reach.
She works at a fish cannery about an hour south of Bangkok, making $270 a month. She paid off her debt to the agent who arranged her job, but owes again. She took out a loan just to make ends meet. Now there's even a bigger concern. She's undocumented and is frightened of being deported after a deadline passed earlier this month for migrant worker registration. She could not afford the fees to have the application process done for her. It's been extended 6 times, and according to an author of a study on migrant workers in Thailand, now that it's actually being held,
there will be open season on migrants. That will certainly happen. Every one of these deadlines, the way the policy works here, is accompanied by a crackdown.
And with that fist usually comes an open hand, payoffs to the police. But the Thai government says this time will be different. The labor minister admits there is corruption, but the new registration will limit the opportunity for extortion.
Some good police, some bad police. I cannot to tell you that 100% will be right. This time, we mean it, that we have the deadline. We want to decrease the problem for the employers.
The minister is looking to delay deportations to stem gouging by those who work with the migrants in the documentation process. Thailand is the world's 3rd largest exporter of fish, a $6.5 billion a year industry.
Because it's so labor intensive, it's heavily reliant on migrant workers to keep the industry growing and to keep profits up.
So Thai industries will continue to bring the workers in, and to groups who help them, this latest attempt to fix the system falls well short.
We are back at the beginning. The new process does not provide a better immigration process, nor will it stop the abuse of illegal immigrants.
Shu was hoping to provide a better life for her son that she left back in Myanmar. She's now just surviving.
Don't ask me about my son. I miss him every day, and I'm struggling here because I'm not even making enough money to carry me through the month.
This latest attempt to make the system better for the workers could drive more of them underground, dimming their future in a place they came, looking for a better life. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, Mahachai, Thailand.
And joining us now live from the Thai capital Bangkok is Joe Lowry from the International Organization for Migration. Thanks very much for your time. Do you think the Thai government's actually going to deport undocumented workers?
Well, I think that mass deportation is frankly rather unlikely because of the logistics that will be needed, and also that it's not, mass deportations aren't really in anyone's interest. As your report shows, the booming Thai economy, there's very little unemployment in Thailand, and the booming economy needs migrant workers. The neighboring economies need these workers sending back their remittances. So it's not really in the interests of the economy, of the migrant workers themselves for sure, of the employers, and of the economies of the neighbouring countries. And I think the neighbouring countries, particularly Myanmar, which is undergoing profound transition at the moment, but also Cambodia, also Laos, they're not really in a position to take back large numbers of migrants either.
Now, many workers aren't getting registered because they're afraid of corruption. They say, will the new registration limit the opportunity for extortion by corrupt officials, as the Thai government says?
Well, what we've been advocating for is, a long-term, comprehensive migration policy for Thailand. And what we'd like to see is, we'd like to see migration that's easy, that's safe, that's cheap, and that's fair. And what we'd like to see in the current situation is for everyone who's affected to be able to benefit of good information. And people should know what they can expect and what they have to do to be able to work legally in Thailand. There are some successes. I think there's a lot more people are becoming registered, and those that are registered seem to be, according to some research, are better paid and are getting better services like education, like healthcare for their families and for their kids.
So are you then going to help more migrant workers get registered if there are these benefits?
Well, what we're doing is, we are working with the government. We're advocating for a long-term and comprehensive migration policy that, as I said, is safe for all migrants. It's fair. There are a million migrants affected. There are a million stories. There's not just the story of the people who are shelling shrimp. There's also 100,000 highly qualified white-collar workers, foreign workers in Thailand who are also migrants. So Thailand attracts a huge variety, a huge spectrum of migrants, but we're most concerned about those who are in grey areas, who are scared to register, who don't know what their rights are. We want to advocate for their rights and to make sure they know what those rights are.
Joe Lowry, thanks for speaking to us. Joe Lowry from the International Organization for Migration.